Oh, boy, I'll tell you, something so good to be honest with a friend. That's what this is. It's two guys sitting down and being honest. One's a doctor, one's an advisor, one's short, one's tall.
You know the biggest...
Did I do that right, short, tall?
The biggest business right now in the medical profession is...
Lying.
Is elective surgeries or
cosmetic
surgeries.
I want to look 14 again. Why?
It's a multi-billion
Ladies,
dollar
can I say, Rick, I know you're with me on this.
Some Botox would help you up there.
Well,
I mean, me too.
But Rick, I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you why I'm going to do it. Because it looks good. It tells me that.
I agree with
a lot
that.
of years.
I agree with
a lot of years. I want to talk to you.
Some people don't agree with that.
No, they want to look like here's the problem. You want to look 14 when you're 74. It don't work good. You should take a picture of yourself when you're 14. Even like beautiful women get their lips done. You get 1, 2, 3. Now all of a sudden it looks like you're in a permanent. Rick, that's what they want their lips to look like. You know, Rick, on the way I look. No, that's a permanent. We're walking. We walk into like me and her go to eat, and the guy goes, "Is she done sucking anybody yet?" And I'm like, we got a little bit more to go. Another surgery. Then they want bigger boobs. Every time you get a boob job, 10 years later, babe, can I have bigger boobs? Why? Right there, if your wife asks you for bigger boobs, evidently it's not just you, Rick. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I like a stretch mark here and there, Rick. I'm sorry to say I don't mind a woman that's got maturity, a MILF.
Right.
I don't mind that. I like that, Rick. I'll be honest. Yes, because 40 and over that have children, these girls look phenomenal.
Yeah. Put a lot of work in.
Yeah, and a little mark over here, sweetheart, that drives me insane. I don't understand how that can hurt anybody's feelings except the guy who. Let's not get into that. That's not any type of call. If you think it is, it's a marijuana call.
Yeah, these kids, we can touch on marijuana real quick.
Beautiful. Can we smoke it, Rick?
Bad part, and then we'll get back to that.
We can smoke it? Okay.
We can, we could say, a lot of, mostly women, but men now too, are
doing
cosmetic surgery. They want to look younger, and, maybe it makes them feel good psychologically.
I was praying the other night. My phone rang.
Get out.
I swear to God. It wasn't who you think. It wasn't who you think, but it was who you wouldn't think. I made gesture. I'm sorry. I made gesture. Paul worked the gate. No, he don't. Pete does. I thought it was Paul.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, Peter.
Peter ratted him out 3 times.
Paul. You said Paul.
Yeah, I said Paul, and then people jumped all over me. Problem that I have is, if you notice though, what no one ever sees, it's you know why? Rick, a lot of things going on. Yeah. No one understands Peter, Paul. These are names of Italian names.
Right.
Okay. So when the Christianity was there and the Peter, I didn't know that he worked the gate. So I apologize for that. But still, I don't understand though. I keep getting the same thing of why is this the way it is? And I don't know. You got Peter ratting him out 3 times. He lets you in. I'm so confused about that.
The bigger point we're touching on religion is the fact that our society today is trying to eliminate religion.
Oh, God, no. You can't do that. You can't do it.
Just eliminate it.
You can't, because kids need something to fear and something to believe in.
I saw the other day on YouTube,
which is our favorite channel.
A city council meeting that started with the mayor of the city talking about, instead of saying the Pledge of Allegiance or something like that.
Is that where the girl jumps up?
No.
Okay.
He started talking about how more people now are atheists and we don't believe in God, and it was just bizarre. Some of the members of the board stood up and walked out.
Good. I'm glad they did.
Absolutely insane.
It's
probably
bizarre.
In San Francisco, some place in
it shouldn't be though. We are who we are. We're God's children. We're all the same. We love one another.
But anyway, let's touch on marijuana.
Now let's smoke it, Rick. Quit touching it. Every time I touch it, I want to break it up and smoke it, Rick. I can't lie to these people.
Because a lot of states now, I don't know which states do, which states
most of it, Rick, now. And it's a good thing, Rick.
Approved.
That's right.
Marijuana.
Well, you know I've been on the board since day one, Rick.
Yeah.
I'm
I know
actually,
you're a big proponent.
I'm the spokesperson.
Why don't you tell the people why?
Well, the reason is this. We found out that, and it's funny we found this out. There's only 2 people you could blame for marijuana. I didn't know this either as a doctor, Rick. Aliens or God. That's the only people I could have left this here.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. Because if it was aliens, they're smarter than us, so it's got to work. And if it was God, hickory dickory dock, how could you go wrong? So now with these 2 things, we started to discover more stuff. We see that they don't have to take these medicines anymore. If you're hungry and you can't because you're taking certain medicines for cancer, this will open your appetite, make you live longer. It'll make glaucoma go away. It calms people that have panic disorder. This stuff is and another thing that blew my mind the other day, Dr. Pete. You know Doc, shorter than me. You got to know that. Everyone knows Dr. Pete because they say he's shorter than Dr. Bo. And I'll be honest with you, 30 yards in, Watch yourself. I see him. He don't even need a putter. So anyway, sometimes he kicks it in. He is good because he's short enough. He's only got a 7 foot, which means a little something. Well, anyway, where was I, Ricky?
We were talking about what he mentioned regarding the medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana. He came to me. He said, "Doc, I know, Bo." He said, "You know, you're on the." I said, "Listen, it's going to take over all the pharma and all the medical because the reason is this: it's grown from the ground. It's done by the sun, and the water takes care of it. There's nothing involved in that, Rick."
That's a great point. So on the investment side of the medical marijuana business, it's having a rough time.
Yes.
Like catching on, and I think a big part of that is Big Pharma is shutting it down. It's fighting.
Unless they can own it all.
Unless they can buy it.
Unless they can own it. And see, that's where you can get in trouble again. I'll tell you why. You remember in the 60s, go back further, in the 50s and the 40s, people smoked cigarettes.
Oh.
Yeah. Nobody was getting that was actually, you're right, Ricky. If you didn't smoke cigarettes, you weren't even in the game. That's right. The most popular, running down, fighting a fire with one hanging out of your mouth.
Right.
Nobody was getting cancer. Suddenly, later on in life, after the cigarette companies kind of sold out to a big company, one major company, then all of a sudden things started to happen. They start growing their things different, spraying them, telling you this is for the bugs and all. Now, marijuana by dispensary companies is fine. When those big companies buy them up, well, we're back into a cigarette age again. Now they'll get the kids and they'll poison up the marijuana and we'll all be screwed up.
How cigarettes were fine.
Yep.
But then all of a sudden people are dying and
left and right.
Cigarettes
are no good.
Cause of lung cancer.
They'll put you in jail, you light up a cigarette.
But now it's Big Pharma that is involved in that whole thing.
Look, I was walking into
you gotta follow the money.
Look, I was in line at the movie theater just a couple months ago, maybe like probably right
pre-Rona.
Yeah, pre-Ro. You got it. I like that, Rick. Good way to say it. Pre-Rona. Actually sounds like a song. We might make one.
My Sharona.
My Sharona, Rick. Which was, I always thought he said my scrotum. My scrotum. And grab those balls. I did. But anyway, Rick, what was I again? I'm sorry. And I like, Rick, I'm not going to lie to you right now because you asked me a question 2 weeks ago and I couldn't get back to you right away. Yes, I like it. I love that sound a woman makes. I'm sorry, Rick. You asked me a question. I know. It's because but the hell out with that bull. He asked me a question. Yes, I do, Rick. They don't really need to know exactly what I mean, but because we're alone, I love that sound, Rick. I just noticed it a couple of nights ago.
I think most men do.
You'd be surprised, Rick. Where was I? I'm sorry, Ricky.
You were in line.
I was in line. Rick, you're not going to believe this. 2 police officers sitting in the car, which is good. I like to see it outside. Anytime, just in case we got to run out. Whatever. Absolutely. 100%. Without no fear. Bye, my dear. Well, anyway, they're sitting outside. And one cop knew me. Hey, Doc! I knew his son. I helped his knee out. I did a mild surgery on his medial meniscus and his ACL. Patched him right. He's actually still playing ball. They didn't even know he was missing. Right? Well, anyway, guy lights a cigarette. Police look like Rick, like somebody did something. I thought a helicopter crashed. All of a sudden, right next to him, a guy lights up I've never seen a joint this big, Rick. They call it a blunt. This thing it looked like a right? Holding it with 2 hands like this, and he's puffing, and cop looks going, yes, look. Supposed to say, that's pretty nice. Goes right to the guy with the cigarette, cuffs him up. Now, I remember when we were young, that was kind of the other way around, wasn't it, Rick?
I was going to say, you know what? You're telling one of your stories, but I'm like, you know what? This is really what's happening today.
I thought it was 1980, and I was going like this to myself, wait a minute, the cigarette, the guy's lighting it.
I mentioned that facts and truth seem to matter so little today.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Right. People don't care about that unless it's on Google. Then for some reason, do you know? I wonder if you Googled this. If you said, because
it doesn't have to be true.
No, it's just it was on Google. I wonder if you go like this. Running 115, anybody on a motorcycle at 115 miles an hour, if I crash, will I die? And it'll say, well, and it'll go, so these kids don't think, well, you might hurt your leg. No, you're going to die. I mean, 9 out of 10, give them a statistic.
Probably one of the most popular phrases right now is Google it.
Yes. Google it. Instead of going learn it, try it. Google it.
10 years ago, 20 years ago, Google.
But wait a minute. Go back 30 years ago in 8th grade. You would have said Google. They would have smacked. What did you say?
Google it.
Google it would have sounded like, good luck. She would say, what do you mean Google my boobies? Google would sound like a sexual term.
Well, it's a shame talking about some
You're
current events.
okay.
I'm thinking about all the different things that are happening right now.
You're okay.
It's crazy our society right now. What's happening out there, right? They're not happy. People are on uproar. They're taking statues down.
It's goofy, Rick.
I mean, they're protesting.
I'm walking around with an
what they're
umbrella.
protesting.
I'm actually been walking around with an umbrella. But people say to me, "Why are you doing it?" I'm waiting for something to fall out of the sky now, And I said something the other day, August. I'm waiting for it to snow. Guess what I heard? Possibility we're going to get snow in August. And Rick, there's a sand cloud coming over now.